misuse of personal information held by social networking sites. This after a media sting operation secretly recorded CEO Alexander Nix bragging about his company's involvement in influencing the outcome of the 2016 US presidential elections. Well, Michael Veale is a researcher working on social and technical tools to assess the impact of decision-making in a society. Thank you very much for coming into the studio. So can you explain the technical side behind this abuse of data?
So what happened is Facebook used to, and still does, operate plugins and ways for researchers and companies to get data out of their system. Now, Cambridge Analytica, this firm involved in political profiling, had taken data via researchers affiliated with Cambridge University through their own company, and they'd been using this to build profiles of people, connecting it to lots of other data sources. So individuals using Facebook who hadn't given their consent because their friends may have used a personality quiz or something like that, ended up having their data in Cambridge Analytica servers and used to construct ideas of how they might vote and how they might think about important issues.
And so there are currently debates ongoing as to whether it's a breach or abuse of data. Which one would you say it is and why?
So it's interesting. The definition of breach is really different between the US and the EU. In the EU, we may find it's a breach under EU law. The question is this something we want to consider a breach? Facebook wasn't hacked. In fact, this kind of data sharing was part of its business model. It's part of its selling and obtaining advertising revenue. So it's definitely a breach of trust. And whether this means that regulators need to look at the way that Facebook and other social media companies operate more generally is the question that is starting to be asked by governments around the world now.
And Facebook specifically, Zuckerberg, has yet to comment on the scandal. But I mean, however, billions was wiped from their share price yesterday. So how will this affect the social media giant?
I think it's going to make them consider about their relationship with their platform. They're already very worried about losing young users, and they're already worried about the sustainability as a platform. So I think it will really make them wonder, should they be involved? Should they maybe ban political advertising altogether? Is this a game they want to be part of, and how do they retain trust? And
would you say this is the end of Facebook, though?
I think it could be the beginning of the end. I think we have yet to see what the impacts will be, but it will be a case of a political will to give regulators more power to oversee tech giants. And it's the first of many of these revelations, I think, to come.
Well, thank you very much for that insight, Michael Veale, here with us.